Hello, everyone. I'm Elena, your guide for today's lesson. If you're new here, know that we upload fresh English learning videos every single day to help you boost your language skills faster. In this episode, we're not just going to work on your English listening, we're also going to dramatically improve your speaking and, most importantly, your thinking in English. Today, we're tackling one of the most powerful abilities for true fluency and understanding: how to naturally think in English. We'll walk through practical examples and exercises that will show you how native speakers process thoughts in English, how to break free from mental translation, and how to make English an automatic part of your daily existence. Whether you're chatting with others, making decisions, or simply observing the world around you, learning to think directly in English is one of the quickest ways to sound genuinely fluent and confident. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap for training your mind to operate in English, and I'll share actionable tips you can use every day to cultivate this vital skill. Before we jump in, please remember to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon if you want more valuable English learning content like this. Grab something to write with and let's get started. Many English learners worldwide face a common hurdle. Despite years of study, when a real conversation starts, they find themselves mentally translating from their native language into English. This internal process wastes precious time, slowing down their speech. It also often causes confusion and leads to errors. When you're translating in your head, you're not truly speaking English fluently. You're still thinking in your first language and merely converting words. Genuine fluency begins when your thoughts form directly in English, allowing you to express ideas smoothly without hesitation or internal translation. This is exactly the skill we're going to develop today. Thinking in English isn't just about speaking faster. It's about feeling comfortable and confident in English in every aspect of your life. When your mind begins to function naturally in English, you'll speak more quickly, understand more deeply, and even connect with English-speaking cultures more effectively. This opens the door to authentic confidence and fluency. But how do you start thinking in English? Is it a skill that only develops after many years of intense study? The answer is a clear no. You can begin cultivating this ability today. All it takes are the right methods and consistent practice. Understanding how our brains learn languages makes it clear how we can acquire this skill. When you were a child learning your first language, you didn't translate. You simply heard words repeatedly in various situations. You instinctively linked those words to actions, emotions, and objects around you. Gradually, your mind began to think automatically in that language. The same learning process can happen with English, regardless of your age or native tongue. You need to forge direct connections between English words and your own thoughts, actions, and emotions. Instead of linking English words to their equivalents in your native language, connect them straight to your personal experiences. Let's start with a very simple exercise right now. Look around the room you're in. Notice the items nearby: a chair, a table, a window, a book. Instead of forming the thought in your language and then translating, simply identify the English words in your mind as you observe each object: chair, table, window, book. Try to continue this practice throughout your day. When you're walking outside, see a tree and think tree. Spot a car and think car. Notice a dog and think dog. This is the foundational step to begin training your brain to think directly in English. Once you're comfortable labeling objects, move on to simple actions. When you're brushing your teeth, think brush teeth. When you're opening a door, think open door. When you're drinking water, think drink water. These short, simple phrases help you establish a direct link between English and your physical actions. With consistent effort, your brain will begin to automatically use English words for everyday activities. Next, we can practice describing what's happening around us. For example, if you're sitting at a table, drinking coffee, you can silently narrate, I'm sitting at the table, I'm drinking coffee, the coffee is hot, it tastes good, the table is brown. By describing your own actions and immediate environment in basic English sentences, you're teaching your brain to interpret your world directly in English. Let's try an example together. Imagine you're taking a walk on a sunny day. You could silently think these sentences in English. I am walking outside. The sun is shining. The sky is blue. There are birds in the sky. I hear the sound of cars. I feel the wind on my face. These brief descriptions paint a vivid mental picture and naturally help you practice thinking in English. Another effective technique is to engage in self-talk in English throughout your day. For instance, when you're making a grocery list, think in English. I need to buy milk. I need to buy bread. I will go to the store. Or when you're planning your day, think, today I will meet my friend. We will have lunch together. After lunch, I will go home and read a book. These internal dialogues are simple yet incredibly powerful. They help your brain use English effortlessly in real-life situations. Now let's incorporate visual imagination. When you picture a scene in your mind, try to describe it using English words. For example, if you imagine yourself at the beach, you could think, the sand is soft, the water is blue, I hear the waves, I feel relaxed. Visualizing and then describing scenes strengthens the connections between mental images and English words, much like a native speaker's brain functions. An excellent way to foster English thinking is to ask yourself questions in English and then answer them, also in English. Start with straightforward questions like, what time is it? It is 10 o'clock. What am I doing? I'm studying English. Where am I going? I'm going to the park. As your confidence grows, you can move to more complex questions such as, what did I do yesterday? Yesterday, I visited my friend, we went to a restaurant, we talked for a long time. This type of internal conversation significantly develops your English thinking skills. Let's do a quick example together. Ask yourself these questions and answer them silently in English. What is my favorite food? My favorite food is pizza. Why do I like it? I like it because it tastes delicious. When do I usually eat it? I usually eat it on weekends. Who do I eat it with? I eat it with my family. This exercise encourages you to form more elaborate and meaningful thoughts in English. Consuming English content, both listening and reading, also boosts your English thinking. When you listen to English podcasts or watch English videos, strive to grasp the meaning directly without translating. Focus on the main points and emotions. The more you immerse your brain in English, the faster it will learn to think in the language automatically. Similarly, when you read books or articles in English, visualize the scenarios and understand the concepts directly in English, bypassing your native language. Another valuable exercise is to mentally review your day in English before you go to sleep. Reflect on everything you did from morning to evening. You might think, I woke up at 7, I ate breakfast, I went to work. I had lunch with my friend. I came home and relaxed. By recounting your day in English, you practice thinking about past events in English, which reinforces your ability to express yourself clearly. At this point, you might wonder if making grammar mistakes while thinking in English is an issue. The answer is no. When you practice thinking in English, it's perfectly fine to make minor grammatical errors. The primary objective is to build fluency and comfort first. Accuracy will naturally improve with more experience. Don't stress about perfection. Just concentrate on conveying your ideas clearly. Here's another useful tip. Change the language settings on your phone, computer, and frequently used apps to English. When you see menus, notifications, and messages in English daily, your brain quickly adapts to using English in practical contexts. For example, seeing the word settings on your phone, rather than its translation, directly links the English word to its function. This constant exposure helps embed natural English thinking habits. Let's try another quick example together. Imagine you are cooking dinner. You can think, I'm cooking dinner. I am cutting vegetables. I am boiling water. The food smells good. I will eat dinner soon. These simple thoughts seamlessly integrate English into your daily routine. A highly effective way to enhance your ability to think naturally in English is to practice short storytelling in your mind every day. Choose a small event from your life and narrate the story to yourself in English. For instance, if you want to recall a trip to the market, you could think, yesterday I went to the market. I walked there in the afternoon. The weather was warm. At the market, I bought apples, bananas, and bread. I talked to the shopkeeper. He was very friendly. After shopping, I walked home. I made a fruit salad with the apples and bananas. It was delicious. By mentally recounting brief, simple stories, you're strengthening your ability to organize thoughts and express past events in English without mental translation. This is excellent preparation for real conversations and boosts your confidence. To further deepen your English thinking, describe your feelings and emotions throughout the day. Notice how you feel and articulate it to yourself in English. For example, I feel happy today. I'm excited to learn English. I feel a little tired after work. I'm relaxed now. I'm enjoying my coffee. Expressing emotions helps you build stronger personal connections with English, making it feel like a truly organic part of your life. You can also use English to outline your goals and future plans. For example, today I will study English for 1 hour. I will learn new vocabulary. Tomorrow I will practice speaking with a friend. This weekend, I will watch a movie in English. By using English for planning, you're training your mind to use the language for future-oriented thinking, which is another crucial aspect of fluency. When you have free time, engaging in simple English thinking games can be beneficial. One easy game is to pick a letter from the alphabet and list as many words as possible that start with that letter. For instance, if you choose B, you might think book, ball, bag, bottle, bird, bread. This exercise improves your vocabulary recall and keeps your mind actively engaged in English. Another game involves describing an object in as many ways as you can. Take the word apple. You could think, an apple is round. It is red or green. It is sweet. It is a fruit. I like to eat apples. Apples are healthy. By fully describing objects, you practice using adjectives, verbs, and other parts of speech in a fluid way. Developing a habit of writing a short diary in English every day is also very helpful. It doesn't need to be long or perfect. Just jot down a few sentences about what you did, how you felt, and what you plan to do. For example, today was a good day. I studied English for 1 hour. I learned new words. I went for a walk in the evening. The weather was nice. I feel happy about my progress. Writing helps you organize your thoughts in English, which in turn improves both your writing and speaking skills over time. It's also important to practice thinking in English when you're in different moods. For instance, when you're happy, you can think, I feel so happy today. The sun is shining. Everything looks beautiful. When you're feeling down, you might think, I feel a little sad today. It was a hard day. I hope tomorrow will be better. If you're angry, you can think, I feel angry because something bad happened. I need to calm down. Practicing in varied emotional states makes your thinking more flexible and natural. An advanced technique is to form opinions in English, silently in your mind. For example, you might think, I like this movie because it was interesting. I don't like that song because it's too loud. In my opinion, learning English is very important. Expressing opinions helps you develop more complex and meaningful thoughts in English, which is vital for fluent communication. You can also mentally rehearse conversations in English. Imagine meeting a friend and thinking, hello, how are you? I am fine, thank you. What did you do today? I went to the park. It was nice. Imagining dialogues prepares your mind for real-life speaking situations. You can even practice specific scenarios like ordering food at a restaurant. I would like a coffee, please. Can I have a sandwich? How much is it? Thank you. These imagined conversations provide you with useful phrases and build confidence for actual interactions. A crucial point to remember is that it's better to think in simple, clear English than to struggle with overly complex sentences. Basic phrases like, I am eating lunch, or I like this book, are incredibly powerful for building fluency. As you grow more comfortable, your sentences will naturally become longer and more detailed. Don't feel pressured to speak like a native speaker from the outset. Prioritize clarity and simplicity first. Let's do another practice example together. Imagine you are going to the park. You can think, I'm going to the park. The weather is nice. I see green trees. I hear birds singing. I am walking on the path. I feel happy and relaxed. I sit on a bench. I watch people walking. The sky is blue. These straightforward thoughts describe your experience clearly and help your brain practice English naturally. One more technique is to listen to English music and consciously try to understand the lyrics directly. You can sing along or reflect on the song's message. This connects English words with emotions and rhythm, making it easier to remember and think in English later. Watching English movies or TV shows with English subtitles is also very helpful. When you read and listen simultaneously, you can grasp the meaning more quickly without translating. Try to silently repeat short phrases after hearing them. For example, if a character says, "How are you doing?" you can silently echo it and consider when you might use it. This builds a repertoire of natural phrases and expressions in your thinking. Another tip is to maintain a vocabulary notebook where you jot down new words along with short sentences using them. If you learn the word excited, for instance, you could write, I am excited to learn English. When you review these sentences later, try to recall the meaning and say them in your mind without looking at the translation. Finally, remember that thinking in English is a skill that improves with consistent practice, not instantly. Be patient with yourself and enjoy the journey. Even if you begin with just a few words and simple sentences, you are making progress. The more you practice, the more intuitive it will feel, and soon you'll find yourself thinking in English without even trying. Another exceptionally powerful exercise for boosting your natural English thinking is to describe your surroundings as you move through your day. For example, when you wake up in the morning, you can think, I am getting out of bed. The room is quiet. I open the window. The air is fresh. I see the sunrise. The sky is orange. These brief descriptions establish a habit of observing your world and narrating it internally in English. As you brush your teeth, you can think, I am brushing my teeth. The water is cold. The toothpaste tastes fresh. I am looking in the mirror. My day is starting. These types of observations keep your mind active and integrate English into your daily life. When you're outside, describe everything you see. For example, I am walking down the street. I see cars passing by. There's a red bus. People are walking. A man is riding a bicycle. The trees are green. The flowers are colorful. I hear birds singing. I smell fresh bread from a bakery. The sun feels warm on my skin. These detailed thoughts help you link English words to genuine experiences, making the language feel more authentic and vibrant. You can also describe what people are doing. She is talking on the phone. He is carrying a bag. They are laughing together. The children are playing in the park. By describing actions, you practice verbs and sentence structure, which helps your speaking and thinking flow smoothly. If you are at work or school, you can think, my colleague is typing on the computer. The teacher is writing on the board. The students are reading their books. I am writing notes. All these small practices combined strengthen your ability to express actions and observations in English. Another useful habit is to ask yourself small questions in English throughout the day. For example, what time is it? What will I eat for lunch? Where am I going now? How do I feel? These questions keep your mind engaged in English and help you practice useful question forms naturally. You can also answer them simply. It is 10 o'clock. I will eat a sandwich. I'm going to the shop. I feel good. This back and forth creates an active thinking process that closely resembles real conversation. When you are reading something in your own language, you can try to mentally translate small parts into English. For example, if you read a sentence about someone visiting a friend, you can think in English, he is visiting his friend today. They will have tea together. They are talking about their day. Even simple translations like these help you build the habit of quickly switching between languages without stress. It's also useful to practice giving instructions in English in your mind. For example, if you are cooking, you can think, first I cut the vegetables. Now I heat the pan. I add oil. I put the vegetables in the pan. I stir them. They are cooking well. This step-by-step thinking reinforces your ability to explain processes clearly in English, which is a very valuable communication skill. Another advanced way to think naturally in English is to express your opinions about things you experienced during the day. For example, after watching a movie, you can think, I liked that movie. The story was interesting. The actors were very good. The ending was surprising. Or, if you read a news article, you can think, that was an important story. I agree with the writer. It made me think about the situation. Giving opinions helps you create deeper and more complex thoughts, which is important for higher levels of fluency. When you are talking to people in your own language, you can sometimes pause and ask yourself, how would I say that in English? For example, if someone says, I will meet you at 5 o'clock, you can think in English, I will meet you at 5 o'clock. If someone says, the weather is very nice today, you can think, the weather is very nice today. This habit helps you connect your real-life experiences with English naturally and prepares you for similar conversations in English later. It's important to remember that you don't have to speak out loud to practice thinking in English. Silent thinking is just as powerful. You can do it anywhere. At home, on the bus, in the park, or while waiting in line. The key is to keep your mind active and make English a regular part of your internal world. Over time, this habit will grow stronger, and you will notice that English comes to you more quickly and smoothly. Let's try another practice example together. Imagine you are in a coffee shop. You can think, I am sitting in a coffee shop. The table is small and clean. I have a cup of coffee. It smells good. I take a sip. The coffee is hot and strong. There is soft music playing. People are talking quietly. The waiter is bringing food to the table. Outside the window, I see people walking by. These simple and clear thoughts help build vocabulary and confidence in describing everyday situations. Another helpful idea is to think about your past experiences and future plans in English. For example, yesterday I visited my friend. We talked for 2 hours. We drank tea and ate snacks. It was fun. Or tomorrow I will go to the supermarket. I will buy milk, bread, and eggs. I will cook dinner at home. Thinking about past and future events gives you practice with different tenses, which makes your language use more flexible. You can also practice imagining future conversations. For example, if you plan to visit a doctor, you can think, what will I say? I will say, hello, doctor. I have a headache. It started yesterday. I feel tired. What should I do? Preparing in this way makes real-life situations less stressful and helps you feel more confident when you need to speak English. A powerful method to make your English thinking stronger is to repeat useful phrases many times in your mind. For example, phrases like, how are you? Kwai swing? Nice to meet you. Can you help me? Component placement. I don't understand. Could you repeat that? These common expressions are very useful in daily life, and by repeating them silently, you make them automatic in your memory. If you enjoy reading stories or novels in English, try to imagine the scenes and characters in your mind as you read. For example, if the story says, a man is walking in the rain, close your eyes and imagine it clearly while thinking in English. He is walking in the rain. His umbrella is black. The street is wet. The rain is falling softly. This combination of imagination and language builds stronger connections and helps you think more fluently. It's also a good idea to practice comparisons in English in your mind. For example, this coffee is stronger than the one I had yesterday. This book is more interesting than the last one. The weather today is colder than yesterday. Making comparisons helps you practice adjectives and complex sentence forms naturally. You can also express hopes and wishes. For example, I hope to visit England one day. I wish I could speak English fluently. These thoughts give you practice with more complex grammar forms and make your internal English richer and more expressive. finally, always remind yourself to enjoy the process. Thinking in English is not a test or a race. It is a habit that grows slowly, step by step. Every time you describe something, ask a question, give an opinion, or imagine a scene in English, you're improving. Trust the process, be patient with yourself, and celebrate every small success. Soon, you will find that English becomes a natural and easy part of how you think every day. Another excellent practice you can use every day is to reflect on your day in English before you go to sleep. As you lie in bed, you can think about everything you did during the day. For example, you can say to yourself, "Today I woke up early. I made breakfast. I went to work. I had a meeting with my team. We discussed a new project. I ate lunch with my colleagues. After work, I went for a walk. I watched a movie in the evening. Now I'm in bed and I feel tired but happy." By reviewing your day in English, you build a strong habit of using past tense sentences naturally. It also gives you a clear picture of how to describe daily routines, which is very useful in conversations. You can also practice thinking in English by planning your next day before you sleep. For example, tomorrow I will wake up at 7 o'clock. I will have breakfast. I will go to work at 9. I will finish my report. I will call my friend in the evening. I will read a book before bed. This simple exercise prepares your mind to organize future actions using the correct tenses and vocabulary in English. An enjoyable way to make English thinking even stronger is to imagine stories. You can create small stories in your mind using simple sentences. For example, there is a man named John. He lives in New York. He works in a big office. One day he meets a woman named Sarah. They become friends. They go to a coffee shop together. They talk about their hobbies. They both like music. Over time, they become good friends. Creating stories like this lets you practice connecting sentences and ideas in a fun and creative way. Another good idea is to think about your hobbies and interests in English. For example, if you like cooking, you can think, "I like cooking. I often cook pasta. I boil water. I add salt. I put the pasta in the water. I cook it for 10 minutes. Then I make sauce. I mix them together. It tastes delicious." Or if you like music, you can think, "I like listening to music. I listen to pop music. My favorite singer is Taylor Swift. Oh, her songs are beautiful. I listen to music when I feel relaxed." These thoughts connect English with things you enjoy, which makes learning easier and more enjoyable. You can also practice describing your feelings in English. For example, "I feel happy today. I'm excited about my trip. I am a little tired after work. I feel relaxed when I read a book." Expressing emotions helps you talk about yourself naturally in conversations. It also makes your English sound more real and personal. If you are walking somewhere, try to give directions in English in your mind. For example, turn left at the corner. Go straight for 2 blocks, turn right at the traffic light. The shop is on the left side. These simple direction sentences are very useful for travel and everyday communication. Practicing them helps you get ready for real-life situations where you may need to explain locations. You can also describe people's appearance in English silently. For example, "She has long hair. She's wearing a red dress. He is tall and has short black hair. He's wearing glasses. They are smiling and talking together." This practice builds vocabulary related to physical description, which is important for many types of conversations. If you enjoy watching movies or TV shows in your own language, you can try thinking about what the characters are saying in English. For example, if you see a character saying, "I will meet you at the restaurant," you can repeat that sentence in your mind. If someone says, "That was a great idea," you can think about how to say it naturally in English. This method helps you learn conversational phrases that are commonly used in daily life. You can also talk to yourself silently about your goals and dreams. For example, in the future, I want to travel to Canada. I want to learn to play the guitar. I want to improve my English fluency. I want to meet new people from different countries. These thoughts make your internal English rich and positive, and they prepare you to express personal ideas clearly when speaking to others. A final useful activity is to review useful vocabulary silently during the day. For example, if you recently learned words like beautiful, interesting, and comfortable, you can think, "This chair is comfortable, that building is beautiful, this book is interesting." Repeating new words in real situations in your mind helps you remember them faster and use them more confidently in speech. Remember that it is normal to make small mistakes when thinking in English. The goal is not to be perfect, but to keep going. If you do not know a word, you can describe it simply. For example, if you forget the word umbrella, you can think, "It is the thing I use when it rains. It keeps me dry." Describing ideas like this trains your brain to keep communicating in English even when your vocabulary is limited. Over time, you will learn more words, and these gaps will disappear. Thinking in English is like training a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. In the beginning, it might feel slow and difficult, but if you practice every day with small steps, you will see big progress. One day, you will notice that you are thinking in English without effort. That is a sign of real fluency. To finish, let's do one more practice example together. Imagine you are in a bookstore. You can think, "I am in a bookstore." There are many books on the shelves. I see novels, history books, and magazines. I pick up a novel. The cover is colorful. I open the book and read the first page. The story is interesting. I see a person buying a book at the counter. The cashier is smiling. I decide to buy a book. I walk to the counter. I pay for the book. I leave the store and feel happy. This kind of clear and detailed thinking trains all parts of your English: vocabulary, sentences, verbs, and real-life expressions. If you practice these techniques regularly, you will create a powerful habit of thinking in English naturally. It will make your speaking faster, your listening sharper, and your confidence stronger. Remember, every time you describe something, plan something, or express an idea in English, even silently, you are improving. Keep going, be patient with yourself, and enjoy the journey of making English a natural part of your thoughts every day. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I hope you found this lesson helpful and that you're now ready to start thinking in English naturally every day. Remember, the more you practice these simple habits, the faster your fluency and confidence will grow. Don't worry about mistakes. Just keep going step by step, and you will see great results. Also, if you have any questions or want to share your progress, feel free to write in the comments below. I always enjoy hearing from you, and I am here to support your English journey. That's all for today's lesson. Take care, keep practicing, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.